Good evening. Thank you so much for choosing Mwangaza Prime News 4 p.m. briefs this evening. My name is Kelvin Ndunda. Welcome as we brief you some of our top stories this evening. Civil society groups in Mombasa have issued a 2-week ultimatum to the government to complete construction of the stalled Bombalulu Mtwapa Road along the busy Mombasa-Malindi highway. They have referred to the rough Maram section as a dangerous one that has potholes which damage vehicles while the dust affects locals within the areas.
We are asking the government, la sivyo tutakuja kwa maandamano sasa, because it has taken too long. For 8 years barabara hii ya 8 km, yani wanafanya 1 km per year. Sasa ingekuwa ni barabara ya Thika ama ya Nairobi ingekuwa imemalizika. So we are asking the government, they must fast track, walipe contractor, pesa ifike katika hii barabara. Kama ni pesa ndio shida, barabara iweze kumalizwa kwa haraka iwezekanavyo.
Na siasa wetu kutoka magavana, maseneta, MPs, kazi yao ni kitu gani? Kwa nini hawasimami wakipresha serikali wakawajibika kama vile wanawajibika huko bara na hapa ikafanywa namna hii? Haya madharau yatoka wapi na kwa nini? Hili ndio kilio chetu, na tuambie Bwana Rais, hii barabara ijengwe.
Hii barabara from Nyali Bridge mpaka pale City Mall imebeba zaidi ya shule 10, imebeba zaidi ya hospitali 10, imebeba wakaazi ambao wanateseka. Sisi hapa tumekaa just kwa muda wa nusu saa, lakini tumepata, hata mimi ninavyozungumza mafua tayari yashaniingia. Kwa hiyo this is an economic wreckage and we are calling on the stakeholders ili jambo litatuliwe haraka iwezekanavyo.
Referral Hospital ni hospitali ambayo inabeba watu kutoka kaunti tofauti ikiwepo paka Kilifi, na wanapitia barabara hii iwapo wanahitaji utabibu wa aina yoyote, including wamama wajawazito ambao wanakimbizwa kwenda kujifungua. Hii ni barabara imekuwa ikiwa cost a lot of their time kwa sababu huwa kuko congested hapa wakati wa rush. Wengi wao wamefikia mpaka kujifungua kwenye magari na barabarani. Ajali ambazo zinatokea katika barabara hii kwa wiki, kulingana na wale waendeshaji magari na wenye kufanya kazi za public service, wanasema kwamba haipungui idadi ya kama accidents 5 in a week. Not less than 5 accidents are caused kwa sababu kila mtu huwa anajaribu kupigania apate njia na apate kupita.
In a section of women that includes widows and traders today held protests in Kisumu demanding Homa Bay Governor Gladys Wanga to stop undermining Interior PS Raymond Omolo. The women who protested against allegations that the Homa Bay Governor is calling for Interior PS removal following Kasipul by-election, where it is alleged that the PS and other leaders in Homa Bay County supported an independent candidate instead of the governor's preferred ODM candidate Boye Dowere, defending the PAs while calling out on the governor to concentrate on their work of the governorship and stop attacking the PS.
Wachana na Raymond Omolo tafadhali, anatusaidia. Raymond Omolo amesimamia wanawake. We really need Raymond Omolo. Yes. We as widows, we really need Raymond Omolo.
Gladys Wanga, chenye mwesema, mimi sijafurahi na wewe. Kazi ya gavana iko tofauti na kazi ya PS Raymond Omolo. Kama unafanya kazi yako, wachana na Raymond Omolo. Raymond Omolo inatusaidia sana hapa sisi wote, Wajaluo wote, wanyonge wote. Mimi kama nimesema hivi, sina hata bwanangu alikufa kitambo, niko na watoto 6, wengine wako college, wengine wako university, na Raymond Omolo amenisaidia sana, hata majirani yangu Raymond Omolo amenisaidia sana. Raymond Omolo tukipiga tu simu TV na kusaidia.
We have a new crop of leadership emerging in Nyanza, Kenya. Leadership that is pro-development, and they have agendas. For the longest time in Nyanza, we've been known to be anti-system, antagonistic, and always fighting. But we are at a juncture where we do not have the person who was unifying us as a people, and we are having leaders fighting for no reason. We are at a place where we need someone who listens to the people, who is pro-youth and pro-development. And that is Raymond Omolo, who has, ever since he got his position as PS for Interior Security, has been to the ground, has been listening to the people, and has had very many development initiatives running in support for the youth and women.
Bomet County's women human rights defenders have benefited from a 3-day training focused on addressing the rampant human rights violations plaguing the county. The intensive program was spearheaded by the Women Human Rights Defenders Hub, which aims at ensuring the rights violations are addressed in the society. Speaking during the second day of the training, Lydia Chemngeticha, who led the Bomet chapter, emphasized the severity of the challenges they have been facing at the county level.
Tumekuwa hapa kutoka jana na leo, na tumekuwa tukiongelelea issues ya violations zenye ziko rampant in Bomet County against women and also children na pia wazee. So we've been here with my fellow human rights defenders to actually tunataka kujifunza how safe are we in the community when you are talking about issues of human rights. We are talking about how do we involve the community, to involve the community so that they can understand that a right to human being is a right to everyone. It's a right to a woman, it's a right to a child, it's a right to a man, it's a right even to other gender diverse people who are within the community. So tumekuwa hapa, tumekuwa na organization inaitwa Women Human Rights Defenders Hub ambao wametu support kuwa hapa for 2 days for a 3 days training, and that is why tumekuwa hapa, na tunashukuru sana this organization and other partners ambao wako Bomet County, kwa sababu tumejua this year tumekuwa na changamoto mingi sana Bomet County. We've had a lot of human rights violations that are going on. Tumekuwa on the limelight. Now we see with the support of the partners, we see we can push some things, because najua tutamaliza because culture is really a barrier to maybe fighting those violations that are happening katika county yetu. So with time we know at least tutaelewana kama community, wazee wa mama, na pia so that we can make our community safe, we can make our community a good place to live in.
And the Council of Legal Education has officially launched a 2-day inaugural conference at the Safari Park Hotel in Nairobi, aimed at enhancing the capacity of law facilities and the bar training institutions to deliver integrity-focused legal education. Under the 3-day theme, Legal Education and Training for a Globally Competitive Lawyer, the conference has brought together legal practitioners, academia, representatives of law enforcement agencies, and other regional stakeholders. At the gathering serves as a platform for dialogue on modernizing legal education and training frameworks across East Africa.
East African region. I wish to express. As you see, this conference is titled The Future of Legal Education, because we are at a reflection point, an opportunity for us to ask ourselves, where does legal education go into the country in terms of the changing landscape, a changing landscape globally, where there is increased internationalization, not just of the economy, but also of governance. So we need to ensure that we are producing lawyers, not just for the Kenyan market, as one of the guests said, but lawyers for the globe, lawyers who understand international relations, lawyers who understand regional integration, but lawyers who also understand the opportunities and challenges that those two things provide. So that's why we are, and also we are having a future of legal education, because you know the education system currently is undergoing transformation. We adopted a competency-based education a few years ago. Those students or those learners are about to reach the university in 2029. We need to be prepared as a profession to ask ourselves, what does it mean for how we teach? What does it mean for what we teach? And what does it mean for how we mentor and prepare them for the job market?
What must be understood is that the legal system must always grow. Many years ago, when I was a law student, there was only one law school in Kenya. Today, there are over 20 law schools in Kenya. The world has changed. Some will tell you we are on the cusp of the 4th and 5th industrial revolution. We are talking about artificial intelligence. We are talking about integration of the East African region. We are talking about Africa Agenda 2063 and Africa Continental Free Trade Area. We are talking about climate change. These things must be accommodated in the training of lawyers. And this conference is designed to anticipate those changes so that the law graduate who is produced in any of our law schools can carry his or her own weight, not only within Kenya, but within East Africa, within the African continent, and indeed the world. Many times in this country, people think that appearing in court is what constitutes legal practice. Perhaps that is only 5%. Legal practice is in every area, is in aviation, is in international relations, and those are the things that must be given their pride of place as we get into the third decade of the 21st century.
The lawyers, either in public service or in private practice, have been entangled in economic crime or corruption or in bribery, either knowingly or unknowingly. And so it is important for the Council for Legal Education to capacitate the lawyers in the terms of knowledge, skills, and the evolving conventions which have been signed by Kenya.
We are here to see how, through the cooperation with the Council of Legal Education, we can establish a practice of helping universities, law schools, and all other interesting actors in supporting lawyers and all those that practice legal activities in developing their capacity in the area of anti-money laundering, and mostly understanding how not to violate the law, how to support perhaps investigations, how to support the law enforcement authorities, and how to play this key role in the criminal justice systems that they have to embrace. So the cooperation with the Council on Legal Education is extremely important from that perspective, and we hope we can continue with them and with various universities in the countries to support this important area of work.
And that is all for now. Thank you so much for keeping it tuned. My name is Kelvin Ndunda. Have a nice evening.